Yo, how's it going, everyone? This is Call Agent Canada speaking, and welcome to your next 5-minute review, more or less, of a game called Chinatown Detective Agency Licensed Private Investigator MHA. Description: Midnight in Singapore. Your contact's a no-show. Your client wants answers, and your empty bank balance hangs over you like a neon-tinted sword of Damocles. Welcome to 2037. Welcome to Chinatown Detective Agency. The world is in a state of flux as the global economy nears the nadir of its decade-long collapse. Singapore stands as the last refuge of order, but even here the government struggles on the brink of chaos. That's where you come in. You are Amira Dharma, once a rising star at Interpol, now a freshly minted private investigator in the heart of Chinatown, and your first client is about to walk through your door. Released April 7th, 2022. There is not going to be any gameplay for this game in order to show you what the game is about. Mainly due to this game is a point-and-click game. A game where basically you click on the world in order to move around and figure out puzzles. You have a phone that you can call contacts with. You have a little side menu of where you can find your missions that you need to do, / your clues, and / people that you have to talk to within the game. It's really neat. I didn't know what to expect coming into the game, but the game also has a specific button that basically says, would you like to open a browser page? And when I clicked on it and a browser opened up on my computer, I was like, what in the heck is this? And it turns out that the game wants you to look around, probably Google if that's your search engine that you prefer. They want you to look around and figure out these clues as you play the game outside of the game. So for instance, if you are in a puzzle where, for example, you get portraits of paintings, or it's asking you for postal stamps, stuff like that, the game's not going to tell you exactly where to find the answer. They're just going to tell you, well, open up a browser page. Here are the minor clues that we're going to give you, and you have to search the internet for the answer yourself, which is really neat. The one thing that is a downside when it comes to that is, when do you have enough information to know the answer that the game is giving you, and when do you have to search outside, other than, being generally knowledgeable of the game itself as you're playing it. For instance, like a riddle that I got somewhere in the game, I'm like, I have no idea if they want me to look it up or if I'm just supposed to think, but because the game already wants me to look on Google, I mean, that's exactly what I did. But the game's really cool. When I found out that the game wanted you to search for the answers outside of the game, I'm like, this game might be too smart for me to even be able to play. And essentially, that's exactly what happened. Thanks to the help of one specific viewer on my Twitch channel. Shoutouts to you. We managed to be able to get through at least one storyline of the game. So basically, you play as Amira Dharma, and you take these cases in order to figure out what has happened, for example, and then what you do is you run around to see what happens. You have to pay rent bills, which is pretty neat. You can take airport flights from one country to another in order to obviously continue playing the game. And you have to be able to figure out these puzzles with either very little to almost no clues of what to do other than what you have, what is in front of you. And I'm not saying that the puzzles themselves are bad. I'm just saying that the puzzles were too smart for me. So as much fun as the game was for me to play, it is extremely difficult. The one God savior of the game, if you will, is there is a person that you can call for help. And if it weren't for that little minor fact, I would not have been able to beat the game at all. And due to how easily frustrated I can get because I simply have no idea what they want me to do, even after giving me clues, like, I was really close to quitting both on day 1, 2, and 3. But thankfully, again, thanks to a viewer of mine, they ended up helping me, and we got through it together. But, you know, at the end of the day, the game's really difficult. It is super fun to just try and figure out if you enjoy, like, figuring out puzzles that are outside, to figure out the answer of a puzzle outside of the game in order to put it inside of the game. So, for example, it's just you find the answer that you find on Google via, you know, searching for clues that the game gives you, and then boom, you put in your answer. That's pretty neat. One major downside of the game is I did in fact run into quite a few of glitches in the game. Sometimes I couldn't figure out if the game was glitching in general or if nothing is supposed to happen. And then 2, you cannot save within the mission. So if you pick up a mission, you have to either start from the beginning. So if you mess up, you have to start from the beginning. Or in my case, the game just glitched out and it didn't work. But thankfully, that was only at the beginning of the game, so super early on. And or you have to wait till you beat the game to beat that said mission in order to manually save or auto save, depending on what's happening. So yeah, like, this game definitely needed some more playtesting. I'm not really sure why it had so many faults, but I mean, the game is also published by Humble Games and developed by General Interactive Co. I'm not sure who General Interactive Co. is, but I have played quite plenty of Humble Games before, and they were never anywhere near this glitchy, if at all. So yeah, the game kind of felt a little bit rushed, but if you like difficult puzzles and you like point and clicks, this is definitely the one for you. But yeah, again, like, the reason why there isn't any gameplay being shown, like, at all is just due to the main fact that it was just a lot of me just kind of staring at the screen for 30 minutes. So yeah, the game does have, I believe, 3 major routes that you can take. I only ended up taking one and seeing credits after that, and I was like, I'm done. But yeah, it's fun. It's definitely a unique game. It's not one that I've seen before, but then again, I have not played too many point-and-click games to begin with. But yeah, definitely recommend if you're into that type of stuff, and if you're not, well, maybe checking out a playthrough on Twitch or YouTube or wherever it is you wish to find live streaming games, and go from there. But that being said, I am done. Hopefully you guys had fun. Let me know what it is that I could improve, if anything at all, because I'm sure these are perfect. And hope to see you in the next one. Take care.